Hey guys, it's Tracy and her boys, and today they're going to help me with a Facebook post. And we're not going to go live with this because you got kids, so here we go. Anyway, I watched the video of Terence Crutcher, who was basically, in my words, with my own two eyes that I saw, assassinated by Tulsa cops. Get over here, agent. Put that picture down. So, what I'm going to do now, moving forward, is I've been told my boys, Lash, who is 7. Say hello, Lash.
Hi.
Agent, how old are you?
5.
5. So, I've been told they're too young to see these videos. But now I beg to differ because you know what? You can tell these kids a lot of things, but what I realize is they're not paying attention to what you say until you actually show them what's going on. These kids, this new generation kids, are very visual. Thank God for the internet. If they don't want to brush their teeth, all I have to do is get on the internet and show them rotten teeth and they get to brushing their teeth. I mean, it works. So today we're going to watch this video and we're going to discuss this. And I think it's really sad that my neighbor next door, she doesn't have to do that with her kids. But yeah, we live in America. I live in Texas. And this is a reality where I got former classmates. I got people I know, people I live with. They're silent to me and my boys, our struggle. So put that down. They're silent to our struggle. So the reality is that if you care about me or you call yourself my friend and you are not black and you don't have to deal with this, I expect you to do a little bit more than what you're doing right now. But I want you to see what I have to go through with my kids to get an understanding. And if you haven't seen this video of Terrence, I want you to log on and watch it. Okay, Lash, so let's pay attention to this. Agent, come in. Okay, so this is a black man. Basically what the story is that he called for help or his car was stalled in the middle of the road. Now, what do you see him doing right now? What is he doing?
Putting his hands up.
Why is he supposed to put his hands up in the air?
So he doesn't get shot.
Okay. And we don't want to get shot by cops, right? Mm-hmm. So what are you supposed to say when you encounter a cop?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, because females are officers too. And why are we doing that? Pay attention.
So we couldn't,
So we can't get sued.
So you can't get shot. Not shoot, shot. Okay? So let's finish watching this video. And what else are you supposed to say? What is your plea?
You're supposed to say, I don't want to get shot because I am someone's son.
You're somebody's son. You're a child of God. That's what you say to the cops. To get them in that moment to stop what they're doing. You bring God into the situation. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, here you see this man with his hands up.
Yeah.
You see he is not resisting. He's doing everything. It looks like he's doing everything that they say. There's more cops that are coming. And then all of a sudden, the news reports say they taser him. Do you see this?
Yes.
And look, he's down on the ground. What do you think happened?
He got shot.
He got shot. Who you think shot him?
The police.
The police. What do you want to say?
I want to say Lash was wrong because he got shot in the head.
He got shot in the head? Okay. All right. So now you see that even when we do what they say, they're still shooting us. So you make sure when you get in the situation with the cops, you bring God into the situation in your conversation. That's what you utter. Do you understand me? Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all go back upstairs. Do you have to do this with your kids? Is this the great country that we live in, that you're so proud about, that we all must stand for the national anthem? Because I have to teach my kids survival, and I have to tell my kids when you encounter the cops, please bring God into this. Tell them that you're somebody's son and that you don't want to die. Tell them that you are a child of God. I want all of y'all to watch this video and watch these Tulsa police officers kill this man. And then after they shoot him, they're walking away slowly, like he had returned fire. They're trying to make sure they're safe. But this man is laying on the pavement and he's dying. And they don't even call for help for him. You know why? Because that man laying on that pavement didn't look like them. It didn't look like their daddy. It didn't look like their brother. It didn't look like their uncle. It didn't look like their neighbor. It didn't look like their cousin. It didn't look like their son. So what I have to teach my kids is, look, your value, I can't place no value on it because I'm your mother. I love you so much. You're worth more than gold to me. But when you step out that front door, you ain't worth nothing in America. The legacy of a black man ain't worth nothing. This man could be my husband, you know. If he's a father, there are some kids who are now, they don't have a father. And why? Because these cops were afraid? If you hashtagging you back in the blue, and these guys are us, you're sending a very strong signal to me that it's us against y'all. And I thought this was America. I'm thoroughly confused. I'm thoroughly upset. This is so depressing. But you know what's even more depressing? Is black folks and y'all's lack of tactics on how to defend yourself regarding the situation. Y'all get on Facebook, Twitter, and we do a lot of yapping, but ain't nobody doing nothing. You got people trying to tell Colin Kaepernick what he should do or how he shouldn't do it. And then you got people who've never dealt. Let me back off the black people for a second. You got other Americans trying to tell Colin Kaepernick that he should stand when you don't have to educate your children like I'm having to do tonight. You're not having to teach them to be afraid of cops. And some people will say, well, that's a bad idea. No, I think it's a good idea. Because my kids are not going to miss that very important boat that they need to be on. And that is to figure out how to be alive in America. This ain't no joke, y'all. So for those of you who are upset that aren't black, but yet you are stockpiling enough ammunition and you got enough guns to fight the government if need be, you mad because why? You mad because we need to make America great again. That's why, right? But what does that statement mean? Is America not great now? Are you insulting America? It's okay. You can insult America. You standing on a 12-foot ladder and I'm down here standing on this little step stool. But I should be glad that I get to eat fried chicken and watermelon, and I should be happy that I get to watch all these black men die for no apparent reason. Because if I lived in a third world country, it could be worse, right? That's what I need to be worried about. I need to be worried about the constitutional right afforded to this quarterback to kneel. This millionaire who has risked everything, his brand, his dollars, and his dream. But he should be thankful that he's in this country. But yet, you feel like he's disrespecting vets, but you don't give a damn that vets come home to kill themselves. They come home to be homeless, and they're up in hospitals with mold dripping from the ceilings with horrible health care. You ain't mad about that, but you're mad about him kneeling. Okay, rewind, reverse, on to the black folks. Because other folks, I don't think I'm going to be able to change y'all. And just disclaimer, not all white people are like this. There's a lot of black folks that agree with what Colin is doing. There's a lot that disagree. But some of y'all need to wake up. So the reality is that if you are black and you are so focused on this national election, you need to focus on things that are happening in your backyard. Because most of y'all go, you get really scared because you're frightened now. You're frightened now because Trump is about to be president, or y'all think he's about to be president. And so y'all shaking in your boots, and you're in church and you're praying and you're listening to your pastor, and y'all dousing holy water all up in the air because you're worried about Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is the last person you need to be worried about. What you need to be worried about, and where you need to really be going to vote on a regular basis, is these local elections. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The district attorney that is going to have this case. Now, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on in this Tulsa thing. But typically, the district attorney is going to go for a no bill. And if a district attorney doesn't want an indictment, they don't get one. Like the Ferguson attorney didn't get an indictment because he didn't want one. The district attorney in Maryland, she won an indictment, so she got one. Do y'all know what that means? That means that the defense representing whomever doesn't get to be a part of the indictment. So the evidence that's put in front of this grand jury is all skewed and jaded based on the district attorney. So an indictment really don't mean nothing, and a no indictment really doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, it's what that district attorney wants. So if that district attorney don't look like you, guess what? 9 times out of 10, he's going to try to support the blue as much as possible, even when they are dead wrong. So what does that mean? Did you vote in the presidential election and you don't even know who your district attorney is? You don't even know who your mayor is. You don't even know who's sitting on the city council making all kinds of decisions. You don't even know who's sitting on your independent school district board. Meanwhile, I'm over here in Frisco, Texas, and Jerry Jones got all this money. But Frisco, they want to raise our property taxes because they don't even have any money to pay teachers to give them a raise. And these are the folks that we got running things around here. I mean, for God's sake, do you even know who's the president of your PTA? Do you know who is up at your child's school making decisions for you? Well, of course you don't, because you're too busy worried about Trump. And Trump ain't going to be on that PTA board or the city council or the HOA or the ISD, or he ain't going to be making deals behind the scene with Jerry Jones either, affecting your life. Y'all need to wake up and understand that these judges that make decisions, that decide whoop-de-whoop or whatever, they're the ones that have the most power. The power is not on the federal level. Let me give you an example. We got a black president in office. Now tell me, how has the president kept us from getting shot out here in these streets? How has he helped the process of rehabilitating the behaviors of police officers? I mean, how has he done that? Do you know? He really can't. He really can't. If the law, the state law is the law, I mean, they really can't override that. I mean, I know the Justice Department can come in and do some things, but what have they been doing? I'll wait for it. Because I got all day. It is time for y'all to stop focusing on a few things and start focusing on everything. Start understanding the process. Because if a district attorney knew that his butt was going to get fired after not going for an indictment, maybe he would go for that indictment. See, it is time for everybody to join hands and hold all these politicians accountable. Y'all ain't holding these politicians accountable, but yet you're worried about these people running for president that really can't do anything for us. Yes, they can appoint a Supreme Court person who can pretty much stop the states from going rogue. But in reality, all the power is on the state level. So please, do a couple of things for me. I hate making these type of videos, but sometimes I need to rant because y'all really getting on my nerves. Start having these conversations with your kids. And you bougie black folks out there living in the suburbs with your 4,000 plus square foot homes. And you're like, that stuff, it happens in the hood. That don't even happen here. I pity you. I pity the fool. I'm not even trying to imitate Mr. T, but I pity you. Because for some reason you think that your child is going to get a pass. Meanwhile, Becky next door is calling the cops on your high school son that's probably 6'4", 6'5", walking through his neighborhood. His home was built way before hers. Her door is locked. Alarm is locked. Her gun is loaded and ready to shoot. And she on the phone calling the police because she's worried. For some reason, she's unsafe. And then what happens when the cops pull up on your child? You don't think your child can't look like that kid, this man that just got killed? I mean, you saw what happened to McKinney. They dragging teenagers. So back to a couple of things. I need y'all to start educating your kids on what's going on. They're keeping real history out of history books. My first conversation with Lash about slavery, he looked at me and laughed. Who would do that, Mom? And the reality is that when my son was born, there was a black president. And there was diversity all over the place. Might not be diversity in his neighborhood, but there was diversity in his school and our circles that we run around. I have tried very hard, but you know what? He's a child. And he doesn't know any better. And the only way for him to know better is for me to be realistic and honest and buckle down and really tell him the truth. So I'm going to need y'all to tell your kids the truth, and I'm going to need you to tell your children that they're going to have to be way more respectful. It even infringes on our civil rights, but do whatever you can to stay alive. And yes, that means when their hands are up in the air, yes, tell them, please don't shoot me. I am somebody's son. I am a child of God. Please tell me what you want me to do. I'm down on my knees. Please don't shoot me. And I need y'all to go vote. Vote in all of these elections. Get your little Kindles, your little iPads, your little iPhones, your little droids, all these phones in your hands blowing up. Use the phone instead of playing Pokemon. I'm gonna need you to get on the internet and find out when all these local elections are taking place. Put them on your calendar and show up. It would help if you did a little research beforehand. Okay. I'm signing off, and I love all people. And let me just give a little disclaimer. Not all cops are bad, but there's too many of them out here that are bad now. And not all people are racist. I mean, just a kumbaya to everybody. Kumbaya my ass.